in terms of not necessarily being successful at what it's aiming for, let's talk a little bit about Amsterdam, a film set, it says in the 1930s, but does a little bit of bouncing around, about three friends, a doctor, a nurse, and an attorney who witness a murder, become suspects themselves, and uncover one of the most outrageous plots in North American history. You might notice I got the Amsterdam posters up behind me that we picked up at the theater. Would you all stop hanging out with me if I went hard like pro Amsterdam? Everyone else out there is wrong. This is a masterpiece. David O. Russell's back, and those mean things people are saying about him aren't fair. No, David O. Russell is a trash bag. There's like the groping accusations from his transgender niece. There's the history of on-set bullying and on-set fights with people like George Clooney, Amy Adams, which I just learned about this week, Lily Tomlin, which you can YouTube the video of, and it's not the most pleasant watch. Amsterdam, for the most part, I did think was a decently pleasant watch, but I don't think that means it's a good movie. It's one of David O. Russell's biggest assets as a filmmaker is his ability to put together like a huge star-studded cast. And I think that does lend obviously to the watchability of his movies. And this one is about as star-studded as they come. You know, you have Christian Bale, who personally I put in the conversation of best working actor, and he gets to be a disfigured weirdo, which is like his absolute favorite thing to do. But you know, he does a fun voice that's a different accent from the ones he does in his other movies. Like even there's like a small clip that's playing in the trailers of him saying what, that it makes me laugh every time just because his weird pronunciation of it. But yeah, he's a very gifted actor and is often fun to watch. His choices. Margot Robbie, also fun and electric, and I don't really think her character makes a whole lot of sense, but she's always charming and has this radiance to her. John David Washington, mostly just there. He kind of is a straight man to his scene partners. I didn't dislike him in this movie. I just kind of think he had less to do, less broadness, if that's what you want to label it as. Rami Malek is somebody who I think got the strange tonal balance of the film best. He's mysterious and funny, and I don't know, I think he does a really good job in his scenes, and I think Mike Myers is also particularly fun in the role. The problem is the movie completely falters for me in its plotting and its pacing. It's a movie about this like vast conspiracy to overthrow political parties, and all it takes for Christian Bale to uncover it is going to like three people's houses and having like a couple conversations. It also like does a lot of its storytelling through these long flashbacks, the kind of flashbacks that make the movie stop dead in its tracks while you like wait for them to explain 10 minutes of backstory to and then get back to the actual movie itself. There's just like a lifelessness to the progression of it. And where in a movie like this, for it to work, that whole idea of like you're uncovering this vast conspiracy, you need to feel that pull down the rabbit hole. There's no pull at all to this movie. You know that, you know, when you go to the beach and they say, oh, there's dangerous currents today, there are no dangerous currents in this movie. It is hoping that you are going to dive in yourself. And I don't know, it just wasn't, the waters weren't that inviting. If I want to take this analogy a little bit too far, I guess I enjoyed like individual line readings, but not really a lot of scenes, because there's like this lack of cohesion to it in a simple why does B follow A? Like it doesn't feel like a movie that's going A, B, C. It feels like a movie that's skipping letters entirely, like A, F, J, X, Z. Yeah, classic reviews saying they left feeling really confused. Devesh mentioning that this is going to be one of the biggest box office flops of the year, which you might not think it would be, but given how star-studded its cast is and the period setting, and it does jump all over the place. It's not just 1933. You get some World War I footage, some stuff in Amsterdam. I don't know if they were actually traveling internationally and stuff, but the sets are and costumes and all that are lavish. So I don't know. it just kind of inert and not what I was hoping for. Because look, I'll admit it. Like I'm a fan of the occasional David O. Russell film. I did not particularly like American Hustle, but Silver Linings Playbook, The Fighter, I Heart Huckabees all worked for me. I kind of think this wanted to be almost like I Heart Huckabees, but then with this like conspiracy thing going on. But I don't know, did not really work for me. And does not seem to be working for a lot of people either, because it is, as Devesh alluded to, pretty unsuccessful at the box office right now. Not that that's like our ultimate judgment of a movie, but we notice it. You tend to notice these things when they're reported on and discussed, and the budgets are out there, the box office is out there. We were talking about it with bros too, so I guess this is just like comment on how much money your movie's going to lose season at the box office. I don't know.